think I said it many times how proud I was of the players and the staff and everyone involved. So I'm sure it'll sink in as we get into the day. I think there's a fair few of us that finished fairly late or early this morning, just sitting around together, just talking and sharing stories. So what a night! What a night for New South Wales. Many people sort of told me, I suppose, when we went through the first game that you must win the first game, and to see the players defy, I guess, what the odds are, that was pretty special. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of footy and I spend a lot of time watching every single player. The hours, I suppose, that you do as a coach in the background, it came out, I guess, with making the right decisions. And I made them for the right reasons. And I obviously got to know a lot of the players through one-on-ones, or whether or not we got together and talked footy. And obviously, I had to make some big decisions around certain players who are champions, and they always will be. But I just felt the players that I picked were the right ones, and felt that they were going to get the job done, which was really nice to see last night when we all stood together on the field after the game, late at night, I guess, just together and just shared a moment.
Madge, can you tell us a bit about those celebrations when you got back here?
It was very late. I'm getting a bit old to do those things, but it was really nice. We had all the families, and we're up on the top floor, and it was absolutely packed. And I think the special part of it was that we were all with our families, and all the loved ones were sort of, they didn't want to leave. So that was probably one of the best parts of the night.
Who was best on ground?
I'm not quite sure. I didn't get that late, but they were still going when I snuck out. But I think they were just happy, and they were with all their friends and family. That was something there that really stuck out of last night, and it's something obviously that we've always, from day one, wanted to build something there that was around family and I guess the brotherhood that they talk about, and they were all there, parents and their mates. So yeah, it was pretty special.
Can you just tell us a little bit about sort of the feeling about Jakey and seeing him achieve something in the kind of first 6 years?
Well, from day one, when I sort of mentioned that he was going to be captain, and the look on his face, I still remember it. He sort of looked at me, and I'm not quite sure he realised what I just said to him when I first said it. And look, I guess it took a little bit of time to warm to it. But to see him have the players just around him and just love him that much, that I was really glad that we went that path. And I guess I felt that Jake was the person that was a fair bit of the glue that I've seen over the years of the Origin team, and he showed that by the passion that the players showed him last night. They all take the mickey, they all love him, and they all get around him, and so he's a special man.
Have you got a lot of nice messages from the public as well as family and friends?
Yeah, I've got many, so I'd like to say thank you to everyone. And there's just so many people out there that I could thank. I mean, from day one, there's a chap by the name of Scotty Boys who, in the background, I sat down and worked out where am I going to do this campaign and what am I going to do. So I ran around New South Wales, went up north through Kingscliff and Foster, and had a look around to work out where we're going to do the campaign. And he mentioned there was a place up in the Blue Mountains, so I just put the blue and blue together. So I went up there and had a bit of a look, and went up to the Fairmont, and incredible sort of resort, but they didn't really have a field at the time, and they didn't have a high performance gym. And through Scotty, he sort of mentioned and had a chat to the owner, and then we sat down, and before you know it, I guess the old Field of Dreams, where they built the field, they built the gym. So that told me a lot about what the team and the Blues jersey and the New South Wales team means to a lot of people. And the Blue Mountains they were rocking up there. We had a day where I think we had nearly 2,000 people come out and watch training, and that was a really special day with all the people coming from up there. That I remember the first day I went up there, I went to a cafe, and look, this was right before, and I sat down and obviously had lunch, and then went up to pay, and the guy behind the counter sort of said to me, he goes, "We know who you are, but we're not allowed to say anything because we've got to keep it a secret that you might be up here." So that just said a lot about the community, how tightly knit they were, and sure enough, all of a sudden we had the players up there, and they just got amongst everything, and it was a really special time. And I guess that special time came out last night in what I think will go down in a historic game. The players had to fight for 80 minutes. It was a real dogfight where I guess right from the first set they sort of set a bit of a precedent about the ruck speed, and it just became a game where you just had to fight for one moment in time, and then sure enough we had to do that right to the end of the game to be able to achieve that. And there was a lot that went on, and it was a historic sort of game, and to keep a team with the calibre of players that they had, and the way they selected, I knew that they were going to have a lot of attacking assaults at us, and to not have them score, that was probably the most impressive thing as a coach, to see the team go about their work and stick solid together, and they were really tested at times. So really proud of them.
Elaborating on the performance, Mitchell Moses' season's over, but he'll go down into Origin focal.
Yeah, I think Ricky Stewart, Joey, and now Mitchell. I mean, they're three players that have broke what everyone told me was probably the unbreakable, which coming up here and winning. And look, I think before coming into the series, everyone told me you must win game one. I think the percentages show that you needed to win game one to win the series, and to the players' credit, we just brushed that aside, and through the adversity they faced in that first game, after the 6 or 7 minutes, it was obviously a big shock that happens, but I really liked that the boys just brought Joey Sue back in and had him around the camp, and he was there last night, and but that's what the group, I say, represents, is looking after each other, and they did that. And then obviously to get the win off the back of not getting that first one in Sydney, they said, look, if you don't win Sydney, you're not going to win it. But the boys definitely defied that.
You made a big call yourself, Madge, in taking this job on, putting your hand up for this job. Be selfish for a moment, it must feel bloody good right now.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, you dream of being around in the Origin Arena as a kid, and I'm fortunate enough now to be a part of it as a coach. I've got a really special group of boys, and there's the wider squad are actually a great group, and everyone continually told me about that we don't have passion, we don't have this, that, and everything around New South Wales. Well, it's completely wrong. You saw that last night in what this team means, and I obviously got to see a lot of the old boys over the last 3 or 4 months, and there is a lot of passion inside the New South Wales jersey, and I was fortunate that I could actually sit with a lot of the greats of the game that have forged many pieces of history in the Blues jersey, and there is a lot of passion and love for what is going on in and around the jersey, and I guess it came out last night because a lot of our players appreciated them being around the camp. Yeah, well, I met Angus as an 18-year-old, and I guess I've seen the journey, and his mum and dad, we had a nice moment there last night where we just shared the stories about what he's been through, and he's getting better and better now. He's off, and it's nice to see that you face a bit of a tough time in what you may go through and come out the other side. Now he's doing some great things.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks,